Right, for whatever reason, this microphone's just fucking decided to absolutely crack out on me. So I'm going to just try and go on the audio that's on there. It might sound like you can hear me, but it won't be the best audio that we've ever had because it's just going through the laptop. Fucking hell. Do you know what? I tested it before we went live. Perfect. Even listened to it. And then I clicked live and it just went, nah, it's not fucking having it, is it? Oh, fuck me. What's going on, everybody? Is everyone alright? I was having an alright day until then, I know. So yeah, we have had United, I think, probably a cat out the bag a little bit in terms of starting 11. So let's have a look at that starting 11 then, and let's deduce what we can from it. So they did a like an 8v5 sort of thing in training, and the way they worked it was forward 4, midfield 2, and then the fullbacks. Fullbacks in the modern game, obviously, providing all the width for a lot of teams. And you need them as part of your attacking components. So if you're doing an attack versus defence sort of drill, which is what it looked like they were doing here, I think it was actually, it might have actually been an 8v7 by the looks of things. It looks like there were 6 defenders plus a goalkeeper against an attacking component. Now, it leaves us almost as many questions as answers. So the starting sort of side, the side that was doing the attacking, the blue bibs, if you like, that had Martial, Rashford, Bruno, Sancho. And I think what he's done here, it was the starting 4, which is those 4, Martial, Rashford, Bruno, Sancho. There's your starting 4, Bosh, against your defensive 6. So that'd be your back 4, your midfield, and your goalkeeper. Starting 7. So that's what why do I look like I'm in a sauna? Because this is in the loft and it's not the greatest insulated room in the world, and it gets hotter than a motherfucker, and it's been hot here today. So I think that if I could deduce what they did today, so that would mean that the starting defence would be Shaw, Dalot, and any of the centre halves. There's no centre halves in the attacking in possession kind of team. And someone's saying, are we still leaking the team? No, they literally did a public training session today, and I think you can deduce from that this. So if it was me doing it, is how I would have done it like this. It would have been the forward 4, and it would have been the back 6, if you like, plus goalkeeper. And that's what I would have rolled it with. I can't make my mind up at centre half. Me and Ronaldo was trying to figure it out today, and we haven't seen any footage or images of Raphael Varane in training. And that, to me, tells me that you're probably not going to see too much of Raphael Varane. Certainly, at the moment. I'm sure you'll see him, but it doesn't feel like he's going to be part of it. I imagine it's probably going to be Maguire, Lindelof. I'm not hyped about that. I just think that's where it's going to be. I think it will be Shaw and Dalot that start it, which is what I've mentioned in my preview. That's how I think it's going to roll. That's what I think it's going to be. So I would say tomorrow, if I had to take a guess at it, probably not far off what I put today in my preview. I can't see who the other midfielder is in this team, which is making it hard to sort of come up with who I think my starting 6 might be. It could be Garner McTominay. Actually can't work out who it was. If anyone's watched that video and can see who the 2 defensive midfielders are, let us know who it is. Jay Bruce says, talking about the game tomorrow. Oh, it's probably an inside joke thing. Siobhan says, looking like Bailey and Lindelof. Is that who it is in that? Okay, who was the 2 midfielders, or who's the 2 6s? I'm fairly sure it's going to be Fred. I would be surprised if he goes straight out the gate with Garner. I'd be excited if he did, but I'd be surprised at that. I think that's who it's going to be. So, yeah. It could be that it's McTominay and Fred, and they mixed it up with having Fred and Donny in this side of it because they're going to be the 2 more progressive ones that he's looking to do stuff with the ball. Maybe it was that. But yeah, I think that's where it's probably going to be. No, that was the two that was in the attacking team. I'm saying who was the two defensive. So there's 6 players in bibs. There's a back 4, which is Shaw, I think Lindelof, Bailly and Delo. Who's the 2 midfielders? I can't see who it is. To be honest, actually, one of them does look like it's Zidane, and I'd be amazed if he starts. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking it's probably going to be. What time is the game tomorrow? It is 2 o'clock in the UK, I believe. Brian Robson and Roy Keane. If only, mate. Honestly, I'd be fucking absolutely ecstatic if that was going to be the case. Zidane and Savage. It fucking might be, actually, looking at this. Yeah, so it's not going to be those two that start, is it? Right. It's not going to be those two that start. So it probably is going to end up being like Fred and Donny or Fred McTominay, something like that. So that's what I reckon is on the cards in terms of the starting 11. I reckon that starting 4 is nailed on, and that was what I went with in my preview before I saw this video coming out. But I reckon that's absolutely nailed on to be the starting 4. Everything else is a little bit up for debate, I would imagine. Lucas says Maguire was injured today, reading different things. Or was Maguire injured today, reading different things? Honestly, I don't know. I'm struggling to find good information out myself on what's the whereabouts of all of those. But yeah, you know, on one hand, I'm looking forward to seeing the game tomorrow, but on the other hand, I'm thinking Liverpool's a bad move, man. Liverpool's a rough ass game for us, isn't it? Really think it's going to be a tough one for us. Valid says, yes, it's Zidane. Adam said he was brilliant in training today. Listen, Adam's only ever going to say that. And I like Zidane. But Adam's only ever going to say that. That being said, he is a very technical player and a brave player. And I hope he gets this opportunity because I think he's a good kid. And I'd like to see some more kids coming through like that. Hensel says, Harry training alone for some reason. Did I see that Murta and Arnold was in Barcelona? I did see that. I expect the De Jong saga to come to an end. Don't know when, but I do expect that De Jong saga to eventually come to an end. Chris says, how would it work if we sign players whilst on tour? I think they would try and get them over there as soon as they could, in all honesty. Joe says, thoughts on Tony Marshall? Do I think he will find his form again? I did a video over the weekend saying let's have a talk about Tony Marshall. I think his United career has been saved by Ronaldo. By Ronaldo deciding that he don't want to be here anymore. I think Tony Marshall's career has been saved because I think that United now can't get rid of him. I think United have to go on with him in the squad. I hope he turns it round. I don't think he'll turn it round. I really hope he does. I don't have the confidence that he does. Paul says, depends what sort of team Klopp puts out. Now, I think I mentioned this on a preview. If not, I certainly mentioned this chatting to the lads in the office today. If I'm in the position of Jurgen Klopp and I see a potential rival in Erik ten Hag, certainly not for the title this year, but he's got to think. You always got to keep an eye on what United are doing, haven't you? So you say, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on what's going on there at United, right? I'm going to have a big beady eye on that. You've got the chance to give it a real blow first off the bat. If United come out of the gate and we smash Liverpool tomorrow, right? Unlikely. Let's just have it right. That is unlikely. But let's say we come out of the gate and we smash Liverpool tomorrow. If that happens, there's going to be a feel-good factor. There's going to be a bit of momentum. And regardless of whether or not it's pre-season alone, I think that Jurgen Klopp wants to shut that shit down right now. He can already start the league season in our heads. Just fucking dealt with you, batted you away again, right? Because let's be honest, as much as it hurts us to say, that's what happened last season. We got batted away. So, Jurgen Klopp is going to want to go as strong as he can humanly go and smash us as much as he can smash us tomorrow. Because it shuts down any sort of giddiness. If I'm Erik ten Hag, faced with the realities of the situation in there tomorrow, I'm going to try and come out of that game with some positives. I'm going to try and have a couple of things that we did right, that we did in the training session, that we, like, it happens, right? Yesterday, Paddock was fucking wank. We lost 3-1 in a Manchester Cup, right? But I asked the lads to focus on 3 things. Now, we're using this cup competition for pre-season fitness. That's all I'm using it for. I don't give a rat's ass about the result. We've won 9-1, 7-2, and we lost 3-1, right? The scoreline's all over the place. But I'm asking the players to complete tasks within the training session, within the match. So yesterday I asked them to focus on 3 things. I wrote them on my phone. Let me just pull them up because I'll tell you what they were. Right, so the things that I asked us to focus on yesterday was, can we go one touch in the final third? And that means pass and move, and that means movement off the ball. 2, can we keep +1 at all times in defence and have the correct technique when dealing with long balls, right? We did both of those things. And then 3, can we play forward and break lines, but identify when we've sucked a team in and then switch it? That one we didn't do too much. And the game got away with us and whatever it was. But that's what pre-season games are for. You have to come out of those with objectives and with positives. You can't just look at it and say, this is the scoreline I would like to get. We got a win. That means everything's fantastic. We've got 3 games that we might not win coming up. I'm not talking about United again. I'm just talking about what we're doing. 3 games coming out, right? Tomorrow we're playing a Manchester Premier League team, 3 divisions above us. On Saturday we're playing another Manchester Premier League team, 3 divisions above us. And then on Sunday, the following week, we're playing Beatties, who've just won that National FA Cup sort of thing. So there's a good chance we don't win a single one of those games. But what I'm going to get is I'm going to get video, I'm going to get things that we can work on in training, find out where we're weak and the things that we can work on. So it's not necessarily always about, can we just go and win every single game? Because you've got to be able to look at what you're doing well, what you're doing wrong, and all the rest of that sort of shit. That's how you look to improve your football team. So if I'm Erik ten Hag, I'm going into this Liverpool game tomorrow and I'm going, okay, realistically, probably going to lose this game, right? He needs to have that word with himself in the mirror. I'm probably going to lose this game, right? What can I take out of this for the season? Can we exploit Trent? Can I exploit the distance in between Trent and the centre-halves? That's probably something that we can look at for the season. Okay, well, let's try and focus on 3 or 4 balls that go into that area that try and create that sort of carnage that we're looking for. Okay, knowing how Ten Hag likes to set his team up, can he do 2 or 3 things that come off on the back of that? As well as, can we get 90 minutes of match time for, X number of players in the squad, or 60 minutes. Premier League managers like to go 45, 60, 75, don't they? So maybe they've got something like that in the can that they're trying to look for. You want to be able to come away with some analysis that you can work with in a positive sense, and some analysis that you can work with in a negative sense. Last week we played hashtag. The lads was absolutely buzzing with the performance. And I was like, okay, good performance, solid team, that's levels above us, well done. Let's look at the things that we could have done better. There was a couple of occasions in midfield where we didn't rotate with the opposition and we left the number 10 free. He was able to turn and he was able to get a shot off. Not acceptable. There was a couple of times where we've put a ball into a channel. We haven't pressed it. That means that we haven't pressed it and the defensive line hasn't stepped up, which means that we've been allowing them to play through our centre of our pitch and through our midfield. It's not fucking acceptable. So you can come away and be happy with the result, happy with the performance, but you've got to be able to find little clips, little incidences where you can go, we can do this better. And that's what United need to do tomorrow. I'd love it to sit here and say, yeah, let's just go fucking win 3-0. We ain't going to just go and win fucking 3-0 that way. It ain't going to happen. In our heart of hearts, we just know that that's not going to happen. So, yeah. View from the Stands says, just joined, where's the team leak? They had an open training session. And this is what they were playing with. And to be honest, it doesn't look like it was blended and mixed. It looked like, yeah, that was the fucking starting 11. So I think that was the starting 11. I think it was the forward 4, debatable in midfield looking at injuries, against the back 4. Ridwan says, pre-season game is just a warm-up towards the season. I think it's more than that. It's more important than that, but it's less important than the league, for sure. Yeah, Joe says, what's going on with Ethan Laird? Never hear about him anymore. I could assume he's probably going to be on his bike looking at everything else. Max Power says, is it 0200 or 1400 for tomorrow? It is 1400 if you're in the UK, so wherever you are in the world, work off on that. It's 1400 in the UK tomorrow if you want to watch the game. IQ Insane says, this squad stands no chance. They are limited. No matter how many times I try and convince myself Ten Hag might change them. He might change them, but he's not going to completely overhaul them. I know that's just the truth. He might be able to get a better tune out of anyone in the squad with tactics and this, that, and the other. But he isn't going to fucking beat them 5-0, and it's not going to be the same one in the league as we go forward. Someone says you must be roasting. I'm fucking hot. Make no mistake, it's about 1,000,000 degrees in this room. Is it? You actually see it? Yeah. Glistening! Do I think De Jong comes in for Fred, if that's going to be his go-to team? Yeah, I think so. I still don't know what we're going to do for a number 6. I think that's going to be another one to look at. Yeah, I have seen that United have been linked with a certain centre-forward from Stuttgart. And interestingly, it's another player that we did a scout report on a while ago looking at. So pretty chuffed with that. But let's see if it actually comes off. Sasa Kaladzic. So we'll see if there's anything about him. Bit basic, but totally different to what we've got. Don't think he'll be the person to lead the line for United if that was the case. Alex says, do I know what time MUTV will do a full match replay? No, I don't. Erwin says, will I be able to do a watch along? The fan channel are doing a watch along. I'm not going to be doing a watch along. Especially for a pre-season friendly. I want to sit there and watch it, and doing a watch along is difficult. You have to sit there and talk and be entertaining, this, that, and the other, and I don't want to do that. I want to watch it, and I want to watch it. When I watch stuff, I'm silent when I'm watching it usually. Mohammed says, Paddock FC member from Bahrain, beautiful, welcome. Would be nice to see the breakdown from around the world. What, in terms of Paddock FC? Yeah, do you know what? We could probably get a spreadsheet done for that. I think there was 400. There's just over 1,000, so there's about 400, I believe, are from the UK, which means that there's 60% of our members are not UK, which I absolutely adore, which is sensational, isn't it? So I like that. Abed says, I would rather take Bolotti. I think I'm with you on that, but we might need both. Ross says he was linked while Ragnick was here. Was he? Didn't see that one. Graham Allen says, keep hearing if we sign De Jong, we still need a number 6. De Jong is the number 6. I disagree. I think he's the 8. I think you will still need a number 6. Bob says, it'd be difficult not to improve the form of some of these players based on last season's offering. Am I a millionaire yet? No, about 999,000 short, I reckon. If I'm using my overdraft. Liam says, what have I missed? Depends from where you're talking. Jonathan says, we need signings. And if anyone gets that reference from earlier, by the way, yeah. Rio's been saying on 5 he doesn't see Ronaldo leaving. What is going on? I don't believe him. And I reckon he knows different as well because he's very quiet in the group chat. Jonathan says, playing with a second squad tomorrow. I don't think we are. I think we're playing with what we've fucking got. IQ Insane says, hope Garnacho starts. I'd be surprised if Garnacho starts, but I hope he gets an opportunity. I think there's a lot of academy lads are going to get minutes, to be honest. I actually think we'll get a lot of those academy lads given minutes, get minutes and all the rest of that sort of stuff. Right, let me just fire it over to our big favourite ball shavers at Manscaped. Check this. Summer is coming and the sun is shining, shirts are off and your balls are smooth. You heard that right. Summer is coming and the sun is shining, shirts are off and your balls are smooth. You heard that right. Your friends at Manscaped are here to make your beach balls as smooth as Floridian sand. In summer, you want to kill some cold beers and the barbecues and not kill the vibe with your pubes peeping out all over your shorts. And that's why Manscaped has got the Performance Package 4.0 to keep the party in your pants looking crisp and refreshing all summer. Dive headfirst into summer by joining the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and get ready for hot guy summer by going to manscaped.com and getting 20% off and free shipping with the code Howson. Get it done. Righty then. Make sure to go and shave your nuts, and especially in this weather, right? Because you can get all sorts of funguses growing, right? And one of the best ways to sort that out is just to have fucking short ball hair. Trust me. David says, is the match on Sky or MUTV? I think it's on MUTV. I haven't even looked, but pre-season's generally on MUTV, so make sure to go and check that one out. Rishab says, how's the knee been holding up? It wasn't the knee that I had operated on, but I did, only a few hours ago, have the stitches out. So I had a fasciotomy on both of my calves just less than 2 weeks ago. And the stitches came out. And to be honest, I'm in way more fucking pain than I was hoping to be by this moment. I was hoping now I could, like, whip the stitches out and go running tonight. And that's not going to fucking happen. I can't explain the pain, except it feels like my fucking shins are hot. And I don't know why. I was walking around Tesco earlier with a wife, and I was like, I'm in fucking agony with these. I'm keeping them elevated, but they keep swelling up. I guess it's just going to take a little bit longer than I was hoping for these to get sorted out. But yeah, I'm on week 1, day 1 of at least the nutritional side of what I'm doing. I am on just a single Red Bull a day. I was a multiple Red Bull kind of day guy, and I'm just on the one, and I'm hoping by the end of this month to maybe even just completely fuck them off and just go to a very occasional fancy one. But eating wise today, been absolutely bang on. Really up the protein in terms of how much we're eating, and I'm a fucking cracking on with it. Yeah, so I'm excited to start fucking cracking on. Got loads of mobility that I'm doing, which is fucking sore to do at the moment. I'm hoping that gets easier. Steve Vaughan says, Steve, admit it, you think McTominay is a world-class baller. I do not admit that. Will I be doing a 5 things about tomorrow's game? Yes, I will. I absolutely will, for sure. So yeah, I'm very excited. Looking forward to getting cracking. I haven't got a lot of time to be able to do what I want to do in terms of getting in the mix with getting back into the army, even as a reserve. So that's what I'm looking to do. Scrappy Doo says, see knees over toes guy. Sounds like maybe shin muscles can do with some strengthening. Mate, I am all over knees over toes guy. And if anyone here watches football, is a football player themselves, or doing anything that's a little bit athletic, oh my fucking God, get onto knees over toes guy. So a lot of the mobility that I do, I have just straight stolen from the knees over toes guy. He's absolutely fucking brilliant. That ATG split squat is part of my morning routine, and I haven't got one yet, but I'm gonna get myself a tibialis trainer as well for absolute certains. Ethan says no holding mids in the academy. None that are ready. I don't think. None that are ready. Steve says big up. Hope for a good season. I do hope for a good season. What's my verdict on Martinez? I actually think that he's very, very keen to come, and I think we might get him over the line as well. Very interesting to see if he plays as a 6 or as a centre-half. It literally could be either. Am I missed doing the How to Beat series, says Seth? A little bit, yeah. A little bit, and we're gonna revamp it further anyway. We're going to revamp it further, and hopefully by the time the season starts, it's back in the full swing of where we want it to be. Jonathan says, support every Man United squad, so also the second squad. Jockey says, keep it up, Steve. Recovery always feels extra long. Glad to hear it's coming along good. I've just got to get running. The 2 tests that I've got to be able to do, like I can carry weight, but my Bergen's literally right here. That's what I'm carrying for weight, and I've got a body armor vest there with weight in it. So between those two, I'm going out and I can tab and I can walk with weight on happy days. I'm a piece of piss doing that shit. But the running, I got to get some pretty good. I got to get some pretty good fucking run times in, and that is going to be the difficult thing, and that's got to be where I struggle, I think. But that's where I'm putting a lot of the energy into. 2 times a day, pretty much, 6 days a week. So hopefully next 3 months we'll see some fucking difference. And I'm vlogging it all for everybody on Patreon as well, if you'd like to see how all of that goes. Cameron says, "Do anyone see McTominay and Varane in any of the footage?" No, again, I didn't. And that's what makes me think we could be fucking, what's it here? Matt Tuttle says, "Hey, when are the members going to get their pins?" There was an update on Reddit today for everybody that saw or everybody that didn't see. There is a quick update on there. I believe we might be getting the badges tomorrow with us at our place. Then we've just got to get the certificates, which... do I wear the helmet? No, not outside the house. Just when watching films at home. You can decide whether you think that's true or not. No, I don't wear the helmet. I can't wear the helmet anyway. The chin strap's broke. The membership badges and pins, I think the certificates are with us in a couple of days. I don't think they're going to make it tomorrow. This chair's no good, need an ergonomic one. I know, I don't really sit in it that often apart from when I'm doing videos, so don't worry about it. The badges should be there tomorrow, like I said. And then we have the envelopes already. I think, let me just see if I can get the envelopes up on the screen here for you. Because I did take a picture of them and send them to Janine, so hopefully they'll just be on my computer here and I can send them. There we go. Let me just see if this works. 3, 2, 1, boop. That didn't work, did it? Alright, let's see if this works. And boop. It's not fucking having it, is it? Right, let me try again. And again. Try on this camera. And again. Alright, let me try this. Let's see if this fucking works. Image. Add source. Where would it be? Add a new source. Browse. Desktop. Oh, they're HEICs. Fucking iPhone. Hang on, I'll have to export it, don't you? The things that we do during the fucking lives, export as image. There. Export as image. Save. Fuck off. Okay, let's see if this works. Boop. Massive. Can't fucking see it. Transform. Picture screen. There we go. Alright, there's one. So that's what the envelopes look like. So look out for those coming because those have got your memberships in. And let's put that one in and just shrink that down. And fit the screen. So that, hey, there's me in the middle. That's what the envelopes that your memberships will be coming in look like. So look out for those in the post in the next couple of days. Do I polish my helmet? Fuck off. No, it's cammed up. Simon says, saw the pic on Reddit before. All the info sounds smart. There's been a lot of work put into them by the sounds. Can't wait to see the pack up the paddock. Bilal says, not sure if you saw this. I joined the stream late. From James Tucker's article, would be no surprise if United line up in a 4-3-3 with Diogo Dalot and Shaw at fullback. That's what I had in the preview. Is it true Pogba turned down 30 million a year and had to sell for 8 million a year at Juventus? Yes, I believe that's true. What's the flag in the background? It's Memento Mori one. I don't know what the best angle to go is to see it. There. Just means remember that you're dead. What's Zidane's best position? Attacking midfield for me. I think he'd be good there. Kerry says, think this trip that the boys took to Barcelona seals the Frankie de Jong transfer? Yes, I do. Steve Vaughan says, just got out myself, lad, 4 years done. Oh, mate, what a fucking shit time to have joined. Like, in the last 10 years, there's been nothing going on, has there? I could understand why it'd be boring. I mean, we got to do all sorts of fun stuff, but yeah, I can see. Get in the reserves and just keep it fucking ticking over. We'll all be getting the big fucking phone call anyway in a couple of months for the Russia thing. For sure. One says, is Savage a 6 type of player? Don't know much about him. No, he's an 8. I think Charlie's a really good technical player. I just want to see him put a bit of size on. I think he could actually do something with a bit of size on him. Am I expecting much from Garnacho this season? I think it'd be a surprise if he was anything this season. But, you know, he's got the right sort of coach to make something happen for him, hasn't it? So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Matt says, thanks, D. Having channels that are balanced and real, hopefully good times ahead. Yeah, I see a lot of things about fan channels and things like that they love it when the fucking teams lose. No, maybe 1 or 2 do. I think there's a lot of fan channels that are actually run by fans. And anyone who knows me, I'm more likely to just not fucking do any videos afterwards. I couldn't give a fuck about the views. I enjoy it. Tom says, like your lid. Can I give us some tips? What do we put on yours? Should we grab it for you? This is an old Mark 6, obviously my old Mark 6. It's got a little bit of helmet scrim that I have. I haven't got my desert one here. Do you know what? Prinny's got my desert one. I think his lad took it into school. But I've got basically this. I had 2 lots of these. This is desert scrim. And this is just multicam strips. Now this comes off and you can see what I had underneath it, and this is what I had when I was on. I just added this scrim for going back in, although I'm sure I'll get a new lid. So this scrim will come off, and that was my lid as is. There's obviously my name on, blood group, Zap number. That was my lid as it was when I was serving. DPM obviously underneath. But yeah, it's just another one of those scrims with bit of stuff tied on it. Good bit of cam. Oh, you meant the hair? I haven't got any in here. Just VO5. What do I think of the intensity of training compared to last season? We don't see the full sessions, do we? So it's hard to gauge, but I like some of the things that I'm hearing. Paul says 23 years army service, 64 now. I would join again in a heartbeat. That's why I want to fucking do it again. I should have done it in my 30s, but I didn't know about the operation that I could get done. So if I'd have done it, I'd have done it. I'd have done it earlier. Is there a Paddock Premier League Fantasy League? I'm not sure, to be honest. Probably going to be something like that, isn't there? Funky Chicken says, completely different to when I joined in 97. Fucking hell, you'd have had Bosnia, former Yugoslavia stuff, depending on what unit you joined. There was obviously Sierra Leone kicked off 2001, and then Iraq 2003, and then that just carried on going, didn't it? And then Afghanistan really kicked off 2006. Yeah. Yeah, December 2002 I joined. So, yeah, I think we went to war with Iraq like 3 months later. Jamie says, the army the only place that you can get your name sewn into your clothes and don't get bullied. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's also needed. I mean, I was talking to Ronaldo about this today, because some of the lads have lost their training tops at paddock. But they all look the same. There's a fucking 100 players in the squad. If you've got a large, most of the lads are medium and large. If someone just fucking picks up one of the mediums, oh, that must be mine, and off we go. I said, write your fucking name in it. Military, everyone's got the same shit. Everything's the same. Put your fucking name in it. Or, at my unit wasn't one that had name tapes on your chest. That was a signals thing for the most part. But, you know what I mean? It's not really my cup of tea, but I'll put it on the equipment. Risham says, stop with the predictions. Turned out to be right about the Ukraine invasion a couple of weeks before it actually happened. Could do without the war expanding. We suffer enough as United fans. Well, there's a couple of things that I'm not sure if they're escalations, but they're something. So obviously I still follow a lot of military related channels and stuff, and one of the ones that I was looking at this morning, there was a British Army corporal holding an AK-47, and that just, what's going on here? Turns out it looks like the Ukrainian basic training is now being conducted in the UK, or at least some parts of it are being conducted in the UK, which means that, fucking hell, from a Russian perspective, you've got to be like, hang on, the UK's training our fucking troops now, in the UK. We're at this war, whether we're at this war or not. We've sent $1 billion or more worth of kit. Supposedly there's been special forces on the ground doing some stuff like that. I've heard rumours of that. I don't know if that's true, but there are rumours of it. NATO recently expanded from 30,000 troops in that sort of region to 400,000 troops in that region. When you've seen these patterns before, you can spot the fucking the patterns again. And these patterns are there. There's going to be an exercise. The timing's weird, right? Because it's July, middle of July, you're looking at August. By the time it's September, October, you can't do shit over there in Russia. I think this war's going to rumble on. I would imagine by spring to summer next year, British forces, either as NATO or as the UN, will be in Ukraine or Russia. I'm sure of it. Why do you think would be a good loan move for Shoretire this season? Not sure, to be honest. Attacking players are a rough one to get right, aren't they? Ion says, as a fan favourite, how come you haven't gone on tour? I'm also a dad and a husband, and I've got to look after those things, and I'm probably going to be going, with what I'm doing in the military next year, hopefully what I'm doing in the military next year, I'm going to be away a lot. And I also only had my operation on Thursday. I was still waiting on my date. That had to take the priority for everything. And I didn't know what the recovery would be like. I didn't know what the... I only got the date like a week out from it as well. And Janine basically said, look, I'd rather you only did one. Which one would you do? So I chose the World Cup. So I'll be doing the World Cup rather than this. This is only like a week. World Cup's a month. Who gets the captain's armband tomorrow? Maguire if he starts. Jamie says, do the helmets actually stop bullets? Well, this one is the Mark 6. Tell the Mark 6 because it's green inside. And it's got that sort of fucking knot, which always seems to find the worst spot on the fucking top of your head and just sit right on there and be painful as fuck. Then he gives a Mark 6 Alpha, which was netted inside. And they go, oh, these ones will actually stop bullets. And you're like, wait, what? Do these ones not stop bullets? They changed us in Afghanistan. So in Afghanistan, we got given another one. So these are green. This Mark 6 Alphas were black. And they was meant to be able to stop bullets. That one's still got all my desert scrim on from Afghanistan. But like I said, my mate's sons took it into school for some fucking, whatever they were doing. So he's took that in there. B-Doc says players' gear not got initials on them. Not at a grassroots club, mate, no, because it costs a fucking fortune. And even if you put, you're going to put it on socks as well? Like, where'd you stop? It's hard work, that, and costly. Paul says it's definitely coming. Quite a bit of training happening in the UK. Paul says 100,000 training every 180 days. Fuck me, that's insane. B-Doc says special forces from all Western countries flat out in Ukraine right now. I couldn't believe it. Connor says Maguire was training separate from the team today, carrying an injury. Alex says, loved how Ten Hag says, don't cross from pointless positions, recycle the ball. Crazy crosses happen way too much. Oh, way too much in the last 10 years. Palash says, any thoughts on Asensio for right wing? Much cheaper than Anthony, but 4-time Champions League winner. Yeah, but are they 4-time Champions League winner because of him? That's a bit of a difference, isn't it? Who's from the youth to get a cameo tomorrow? I think a lot of them, to be honest. Yeah, I think a lot of them. Colin says, our army aren't recruiting stuff at the moment, are they? They got all their stuff hacked on YouTube and all that lot, etc. I think so, to be honest. RN says, can you be a paddock member in the Netherlands? Yes, you can. We've actually got quite a few. We have definitely got quite a few already in the Netherlands. It's worldwide. You can join from anywhere in the world. What about Kane to Bayern? Sneaky bid, maybe. Might be cheap. That's interesting. That is interesting. Seth says you went to uni after the army, right? Yeah, I went for my job. It was fine. I'm not someone that was ever that fucking good writing essays and that sort of stuff anyway. So I was a little bit lost with all the Turnitin software and all that stuff. That was totally fucking alien to me. I'd never done anything like that in my life. So that was a bit of getting used to. But I went as part of my job. Like, if I could do a degree or something in coaching now, if I had the time, which I don't, I would probably look into doing it just because I find learning on that sort of level quite fun. But yeah, I didn't really enjoy the course I did for the job I was doing. It was quantity surveying, which was all right, but it was a bit fucking dull, wasn't it? Jamie says they'd need to dress me like Iron Man to get me to go to war. Just another football fan says, Steve, if you're re-enlisting, how often will you be able to post content during that time? I think the commitment for what I need to go and do initially is approximately one weekend, full weekend, like Friday to Sunday, a month for 6 months. So some of my match report stuff might be 24 hours later than we want it to be, ideally. But I should be able to still do everything. Obviously, if I'm on a fucking exercising Catrick somewhere, I'm not going to be watching the game live. I'm going to have to get home and watch it. And then I'll do my content afterwards. But I have only got in the next 12, 18 months to do this. So I'm doing this. You know, I'm fortunate enough that I've got the chance to do it. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking commit to it fully and hope I can do it. And if I don't, at least I know I'll give it a full go. Thoughts on Pogba refusing to sign a United shirt? I'm done talking about Pogba. Simon says, sorry to answer this already, but long time, but I've been in the forest for a month. I hope it was for something enjoyable and not because you got stuck there. Did I see Ten Hag's do's and don'ts in training leaked? Lateness equals drops and no exceptions. Yes. We have a similar thing at Paddock. If there's no text, you dropped. If there's a no-show, if there's no text and you just turn up late after the meeting time, you're on the bench if you were starting, and if you was on the bench, you're not on the bench, so you dropped. If there's no text and you just don't show, you will not be picked next week. And there's lateness is a big fucking problem at our level. I can't understand how it's a problem for professional footballers. I saw ESPN and TalkSport, the usual fucking anti-United suspects, sort of ridiculing the rules, saying he's going to cause problems for himself. Well, 2 weeks ago, you was talking about the player power at United and how it's got out of hand and how they need someone to come in and fucking stamp down on it. Why don't you just fucking let him get on amongst it and see how it works? Because that's the reason that lateness is an issue is because it fucks people's plans. Now, it's not like you can't be late and there's no exceptions. People have families, people have personal issues that happen. And as I run a company. We have people that are late for different reasons or can't come in for different reasons. And you have to make a judgment call on, one, is this real? Two, is this mission critical that they come in today? Or can I be flexible and can they be flexible? And is it causing more effort and anguish to force them to come in or whatever than it would be to have a little bit of time off? Fergie had a rule, which is if a player asked him for time off, he said yes no matter what. He said, because football's the greatest fucking job in the world, and for anyone to want to miss it willingly, especially at Manchester United, there must be a serious reason. So he sort of didn't even delve into it. He was like, you want the time off? Have the time off. And that's the side of his man management that I fucking adore. You've got to allow trust to happen. Now, some people take the piss, but there's a judgment call on that. Who we saying United's best player is at the moment? What, Bruno, Sancho, right? Varane, maybe. If one of them doesn't bother fucking turning up for training, you're going to be like, what happened to you today? If he's like, I overslept, gaffer. Right, you're a fucking dickhead, aren't you? Does that mean you're dropping him to the bench for the next game? I think they're talking about persistent lateness. I think they're talking... It's an overall attitude thing, isn't it? You put it in the rules, it means you've got the right to exercise the rules. There's always lenience. Cantona didn't used to wear a tie. Didn't get nothing said. Everyone else had to wear a tie. There's always going to be exceptions to the fucking rules. But by and large, I like the rules. The rules are good. David Ayres says, what's the email address? Fresh something. If you email hello@stretfordpaddockfc.com, you'll get a reply with the link to what you need to do. Anthony says, UK training, 10k Ukrainians at a time. No more than that, but we will keep going till the war ends. Crazy. Justin, a football fan, says, what about Gnabry for right wing, since he's only got a year left on his contract? We'll see, won't we? We'll see what the next couple of weeks, we'll see a lot of movements and stuff like that. Yeah, I think there'll be a lot more movements and stuff like that. TJ Pro says, looks like Skamaka to PSG is off. That's interesting. Definitely keep an eye on that one. Bob says, Steer, am I even slightly worried Murta isn't in Barcelona getting tips on selling off future TV rights? No, I don't think that's the case. Anthony says, if I'm off to war, does that mean we have to put up with more of McCullough? Honestly, as a reserve, I get offered the opportunity. I don't get ordered to go. And then it'll be me and Janine have to have a conversation about what happens. Kyle says, is everyone forced to serve in England? No. Big Guerra says, we're talking military training at United, but the extreme when it comes to Spurs. So I believe they did 42 lengths of the pitch today, right? Sounds a lot, that. That's 4.2k. Now, I don't know the time frame that they did it in. They look pretty fucked by the end of it. But 4.2k is only about a third of what the average player is going to run in 90 minutes. So, consistent running for 15 minutes, you're probably going to do that 4k. So I don't see the massive nose with it, except that, yeah, it looked like it fucked them up a little bit. 42 just seems like a fucking insurmountable number, doesn't it? I imagine when you're standing at one end of the pitch going, we've got to do how fucking many. Jesus, that's a lot. Seth says, have I heard the Warnock story where a lad says he was going away but someone had returned his passport to Cardiff, so clearly the lad was lying and he wasn't going? No, I've not actually. Zach says, I'm late. Can please someone share the league team? So the team, here's what happened. There was an open training session today. They did attack versus defence, and I'm pretty sure we saw the defence is probably going to be the starting defence, I would think, more or less, for tomorrow. And the attack and midfield look like it's probably going to be one that starts as well. That's what we're going off. Probably 4-2-3-1. Marshall, Rashford, Bruno, Sancho as the forward four. And I think Shaw and Delo are going to be the starting fullbacks. I think Malacia is probably going to be getting his opportunities off the bench a little bit. Just a little bit, I think. Jordan says, the Litz at Bayern without us even getting a sniff is a wasted opportunity. We need leadership presence more than a DM. We need leadership, yes, but I'm not sure Delict counts as that, to be honest. And also, like, we can't just sign up every current and ex-Ajax player. There has to be other players that are brought in. Vivek says Maguire is our new captain again. Total English favouritism. Is it, or is it just a complete and utter lack of viable options? Have I watched the terminal list? What is the terminal list? That rings a bell, and someone was asking me to watch something on Netflix yesterday. I'm just going to check if this is it. Wasn't this? Looks like some Navy SEAL based shit. Any ex-player interviews lined up? Yes, 5 have got fucking millions lined up. Millions lined up. And some fucking sensational ones as well. Darren says humidity in Thailand will make the training field twice as hard. I can imagine. How do I feel about Maguire retaining the captaincy? Well, I'm not happy because I don't think he should be retaining his place in the starting 11, in all honesty. I think that would have been a bigger thing for him, really. But I understand maybe you don't want to completely destroy the lad's confidence by taking it away from him, which doing so would do. I mean, maybe you just don't start him very often. Very interesting if Martinez comes in and is going to play at centre-half, you assume that he's going to start over Maguire. And you would assume Varane, if fit, which admittedly is an issue, starts over Maguire. So how is your captain someone sitting on the fucking bench? The terminal's on Amazon Prime. I might give it a watch. Who else is in it? Don't look like that many people. Maguire still being captain, his first mistake in Ten Hag's managerial career at United. That might be right. We'll find out. Tom says, need to come and see us in up and running at Deansgate for running advice up the paddock. Do you know what? I might do. Tom, tell me what days you're in, and I'll pop in. Let me just have a look. If it's the one where I think it is. There's no point me fucking coming at the moment, though, because I can barely stand up. I'm in absolute fucking tatters standing up. Up and running. Yeah, it is the one where I thought it was on a fucking corner. That used to be... I think that used to be... I know exactly where it is. I'm trying to think what that shop used to be. Next to a press thing in it. Yeah, I know it. I know it. Yeah, right next to Cirque on a corner in it. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, let us know what days you work and I'll come and see you. Paul Ramsey says Howson thinks he's a man fighting people in sandals. I wear sandals. What's your point? You're saying people in sandals can't be fucking hard? I'll fucking tell you that they can. They absolutely can. Also, they wear Puma trainers. I don't know where you get your memes from, but they're not necessarily correct. A lot of the people that you see fighting are dressed for it. Talent video showed great togetherness in the camp. Might be a bit early to see. You also can't trust the stuff that comes out. Also, fuckface. They're not fucking wearing flip-flops in fucking Russia, are they? Lose your fucking toes. Steve, does that not mean Martinez will be using midfield? Well, we spoke about that, didn't we, on the video that I did? And I think it's a strong possibility that it could be. So it'd be interesting to see. RN says, Ten Hag made a statement about Maguire being captain. Yes, I think he has. Sniper Hunter says, evening, mate. Hope you're good. I'm alright, thank you. Any Greenwood news? Listen, everyone, stop asking about Greenwood news. When there's Greenwood news, you won't be able to move for it. So until then, just chill. Mr. Tibbs says, we've got to give Ten Hag time to do his thing. I wouldn't pick Maguire as captain either, but we have to trust the new boss. It might just be the easiest thing to do, is to just do that at the moment when he doesn't know anybody else that's as off it for it. Yeah. Who is my favourite actor? Probably Leonardo DiCaprio, and even though I don't think he's a great actor, I'll watch almost anything Mark Wahlberg's in. I don't think he's a good actor in the slightest. He just plays Mark Wahlberg in every film. But I will watch the fuck out of anything he's in. Probably Tom Hardy's up there though as well. I think he's a very good actor. Diverse with what he does. And I like him. Kyle says, any ins and outs for Paddock FC? Yeah, we've lost a player. Lost probably our best player. Certainly one of our best players. One of the award winners from last season we have lost. And he's gone to the Northern Premier League. So he's gone... he's risen up through about fucking... Where would he be? He's probably risen up about 6 divisions. Is where he's been taken. So, fair play to him. More on that very, very soon. We just lost Mikey at weekend to ankle ligament damage. Fans Player of the Year. So that's a fucking nightmare. He's going to be out for probably 2 or 3 months, which is not good. So, injuries are a reality, and we've not done with our recruitment. 3 big weekends for us. These next 3 games are massive for us. Our league starts on the 30th, and then we will see. We'll see what else comes in, I think. Mohammed says, why not expand Stretford Paddock and involve international fans post-game and pre-game? We used to do a lot of that, and we will do more of that in the future. But some people fucking ruined it for us. And you'll see that one. You'll probably find out about that when it's time to let you know about that. Do I think the likes of Hannibal Garnacho, Shola can stake a claim in the first team? Being real, no, probably not. No, I think being real, probably not. You can see Ten Hag's impact in training in Thailand, but midfielders aren't putting balls on plates for these attackers. You know why? They haven't got it in them. Maybe Donny's got it in him. But McTominay and Fred just don't have it in them. You can't turn water into wine, can you? You might be able to improve certain things and make some players make better decisions when they're on the ball, but you can't make someone who's not got it in them have it in them. It's one of those. Danny says, if players find form, forget Marshall Rashford, had a great understanding, joined by Sancho, Ten Hag could have a fluid attack. He could. I don't think you'll get all of them firing, though. One of them in it. Steph says Tom Hardy was in Al Capone film recently but didn't get good reviews. I was really hopeful for it. What film was that? I haven't seen that one. Why haven't Bernard, Mengi and Fish gone on tour? Don't know, you know. Have I watched the new Top Gun? Yeah, I mean, haven't I done a podcast since talking about this? If not, oh yeah, it hit all the right sort of sentimental buttons, and was also like a pretty good film as well. It was pretty good. I'm not going to say it was brilliant. It was just pretty good, right? There was only a couple of fuck off moments. The ending with the crash thing, and yeah, just nah. There was a couple of moments that I thought, oh fuck off, but it weren't many. It was pretty good apart from that. Dar says, do I definitely think Ronnie will go? Yes. Ten Hag said he's not going and he's in his plans. Yes, I absolutely think he will go. Danny says Top Gun was everything I needed to be. Do you know what? Yeah, I could roll with that, to be honest. They're talking about a third Top Gun. Oh no, I can't roll with that. No, just 2 was perfect, wasn't it? I didn't really like it when he just like walked into a cafe after being fucking blown up, and you're like, come on, mate. But yeah, it was good. It was good. But let's not get carried away. Would I ever want a female James Bond? It's a fictional character. I couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't give a fuck if there was a female Bond. Yeah, I honestly don't give a fuck. What? Call her Jane Bond? Sound. I mean, how's it real anyway? How's there a real storyline? The storyline's been going for fucking 70 years. The guy must be in his hundreds by now if you're going to have any sort of fucking realism to it. Like, you can't just reset the clock every time you want to throw a new film out. Paul says, I'm really unimpressed with the rebuild we obviously need, but we're not getting. Every team finished above us has improved, and we've bought a backup left back. There's plenty of time left in the window, but I know what you're saying. Biggie says, for real, when people got their panties in a twist over the girl Thor. Don't care. Kit review. No, not doing a kit review. There's a kit. You like it, sound. If you don't, go fuck yourself. It's not going to change just because you don't like it. There's your kit review. It's got a collar. Sometimes they don't have collars. Yeah, I don't. Who gives a fuck if it's a woman? The fact, like, for anyone who's been in the military and watches any of the James Bond stuff, you're like, oh, how are you getting away with that? There's some paperwork involved with that. Have you got to sign for that? The missions don't make fucking sense, to be honest. Yeah. I honestly, that sort of shit doesn't fucking bother me. Like, is it Bridgerton? Like, they've got a load of fucking black people from England in the 1700s. Why are you asked? Are they good actors? If they're good actors, who cares? The only thing that you should be offended about if they've put a shit actor in there, that's it. Why are you asked? It's made up. It doesn't matter. If someone was trying to do a historical documentary and did something like that, you'd be like, well, that was a bit funky. What was that all about? And they go, yeah, we just did this for fucking quota ticking or something like that. And you go, well, you lot can fuck off then, can't you? But if it's fiction, who gives a fuck? More people give a fuck about, oh, they had fucking black people in England, it was the 1700s. Yeah? You didn't say fuck all about Harry Potter, and he was using magic! And that's not fucking real, is it? Get a grip. Like, yeah. Who gives a fuck? People get so fucking excitable about random shit that don't matter. Do I think Kai Rooney will develop into his father's genes and be at his physical best at 16? It's possible. It's definitely possible. Have I watched Vikings? Yeah, I thought Vikings was brilliant. I love Vikings. Matt says, anyway, 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final. Amen, brother. Yeah, let's get talking to the real things that we need to talk about here. That's what we need to be talking about, isn't it? Did I see Nick Cage's latest movie? No, I fucking didn't. Right, I'm going to call it a fucking day. Make sure to go use Manscaped to shave your nuts. There's a link in the description for that. And I'll be back tomorrow after the game to do a review. Might be live beforehand. Well, hang on, someone's saying there's been a tweet. There's been a tweet from the name that I can't fucking say. Let's see, what is it saying? No, they don't want to tell me. I don't follow him, so I don't know. Do I have Viking ancestors? The fact I've got blue eyes tells me that there's something like that going on, isn't there? Doesn't every blue-eyed person be able to trace their shit back to fucking one bloke in Estonia? Juicy Lou says, I agree, Steve, there were definitely black people in Britain in the 1700s. I was, but when you look at, not in the situations of the cast of Bridgerton, was there? That's the difference. That whole fucking situation's not real. But none of it's real, because it's fucking made up. So who gives a fuck? Do what you want. Cast good actors and go fuck yourself. That's all that matters. Where's this fucking tweet anyway? Anyone going to give me the tweet? Ike's willing to talk to United about a deal for Lissandro Martinez, but the club wants 55 million euros. Is that it? Is that what we're talking about? Cody says Chris Pratt kills it on a terminal list. There's a seal in it as well. You'll love it. Do you know what? I'm gonna go fucking watch it now. How's that sound? Righty then. I'm gonna call it a night. Cheers everybody for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you don't already. If you haven't, go and watch the #United game. Let us know what you think about the new commentary. Really interested to know what everyone thinks about having Pundit J do commentary on the matches, because we've not done that before. Usually he does like goal of the month and that sort of stuff. Also, let us know what you think about the documentary style that we're doing on those as well. The next one will be out on Sunday or Monday after this weekend's games. If you're in Manchester tomorrow, after the Liverpool United game, 7 o'clock kickoff, free entry at Wally Range FC. We're playing Sacred Heart. Massive game for us if you want to come and check it out. Otherwise, go fuck yourselves. Have a good night, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.